He gave my daughter peanut butter as a joke, knowing she's allergic. So I made every meal his enemy. I don't forgive people who hurt kids, especially not my kid, especially not Ellie. She was 8 years old, diagnosed at 2. She'd learned to read every label without complaining and ask about ingredients before she could write properly. At restaurants, she'd politely explain her allergy to waiters with a maturity that broke my heart, but she trusted me to keep her safe. Until Dylan, my roommate's cousin, a personal trainer who needed a place to crash. He had that arrogant smile you see on people who think allergies are weakness, called her EpiPens drama props, and said parents today were creating fake problems. Ellie knew. First time Dylan walked in, she pressed herself against my leg and whispered, "I don't like him." It started with comments. In his day, kids ate everything. Had I tried exposure therapy while Ellie sat there clutching her medical bracelet? Real immune systems didn't need coddling. I watched her shoulders hunch every time he spoke. That Tuesday I had to work, just 4 hours, night shift at the hospital. I'd prepared everything, shown Dylan her routine 3 times, the safe snacks in the special cabinet, her EpiPen locations, the allergy action plan on the fridge, my number everywhere. Stop worrying, I know what I'm doing. I came home to sirens, found paramedics working on Ellie in our living room. Her face was swollen beyond recognition, lips blue, throat closed, eyes bulging with burst blood vessels. They were pushing epinephrine directly into her IV while she convulsed. The ride to the hospital was hell. Intubation in the ambulance, her tiny body fighting the tube, blood pressure crashing. Paramedics calling ahead about incoming anaphylactic shock. She flatlined twice. Twice my baby's heart stopped because someone thought allergies were fake. The ER was chaos. Multiple IVs, steroids, breathing treatments, doctors saying words like severe reaction and possible brain damage from oxygen deprivation. She was unconscious for 6 hours. When she finally woke up, she couldn't speak past the tube, just tears rolling down her swollen face. When she was stable, I went home for clothes, found the peanut butter jar on the counter, the spoon still sticky, the sandwich crusts in the trash. Dylan was doing push-ups when I walked in, asked how she was like he'd asked about the weather. Just proved what I suspected. Kid's not really allergic. She ate half the sandwich before starting her little performance. He'd watched my daughter's throat close, watched her face swell, watched her gasp for air, and he'd done nothing. Called it a performance while she was dying. I stood there shaking while he explained how parents invented allergies for attention, how Ellie was fine until she remembered she was supposed to be sick, how I was poisoning her mind with fear. Ellie stayed in the hospital for 6 days, had screaming nightmares about the nice man who made her a special sandwich, wouldn't eat anything unless I tested it first, started checking her throat obsessively, convinced it was closing. 8 years old and terrified of every meal. I found out Dylan had done this before. His ex-girlfriend posted warnings about him online. He tested her celiac disease with hidden gluten. She'd been hospitalized for weeks. His own brother was deathly allergic to shellfish, and Dylan still brought shrimp to family dinners to stop enabling him. Dylan was obsessed with his diet, meal prep every Sunday for hours, specific protein powders measured to the gram, supplements timed to the minute, bragged about his iron stomach and perfect digestion, wouldn't touch anything he hadn't prepared himself, said trust was weakness. I waited, watched, learned his routines, started with his protein powder, just a touch of powdered laxative mixed in, not enough to taste, enough to ruin his day. Spent the next morning missing client sessions at the gym, then his meal prep, tiny amounts of ipecac in random containers, never the same pattern. He started vomiting during workouts. Clients complained about their trainer getting sick mid-session. The hot sauce was surgical, injected into his protein bars with the thinnest needle, pure capsaicin extract. Watched him bite into one at the gym. His face went from confusion to agony, collapsed gasping while people called 911. I escalated systematically. Alum powder in his coffee made his mouth seal shut during a date. Bitter compounds in his smoothies had him gagging. Always random, always untraceable. He became terrified of food, lost 30 pounds in 6 weeks, stopped eating anything he hadn't watched being made. The end came when he found Ellie's medical bracelet in his supplement drawer. I'd placed it there perfectly. He broke completely, convinced everything was poisoned, ended up in psychiatric hold, refusing all food and water, screaming about contamination. They had to restrain him to insert a feeding tube. Now he's in long-term treatment. Severe food phobia. Can only consume clear liquids through a tube. Weeps when they try solid food. His parents spent their retirement on his care. Ellie's better. Still scared sometimes. Still checks labels twice. But she's alive. He gave my daughter peanut butter to prove allergies weren't real. Now he can't even look at food without screaming.